hello and welcome. As some have speculated, Donald Trump's announcement that he will run for president of the United States in 2024 was not a ploy to avoid prosecution. He is going on the road and laying the groundwork for a serious attempt to reclaim the White House. The former president made his first out-of-state campaign appearance on Saturday, nearly 3 months after announcing his candidacy. He made the announcement during his speech to a Republican Party meeting in New Hampshire that the current chair of the state party would serve as a senior advisor for his campaign. He also got the support of Senator Lindsey Graham and the governor of the state, Henry McMaster, at the state capitol in Columbia, South Carolina. After expressing some disappointment following the riot at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, the latter, a Trump confidant, is now back in the fold. How frequently have you been told, "We like the policies of Trump, but we want someone new"? Mr. Graham inquired of the crowd. Without Donald Trump, no Trump policies exist. I was present. In an effort to persuade his supporters that he would be the most effective Republican nominee in 2024, Mr. Trump once more denied his defeat in 2020. From the main hall of the state capitol, he said, "You need a president who can take on the system as a whole and a president who can win." Mr. Trump criticized President Joe Biden's track record on issues such as crime, immigration, and the economy at both stops, touting what he claimed to be his record of success as president. Todd Gerhardt, a Republican from Charleston's District Executive Committee, sold honey in plastic bottles shaped like Trump across the street. Mr. Gerhardt was a strong supporter of Mr. Trump's 2016 campaign and organized a rally for him on South Carolina's Kiowa Island. He also recently went to the former president's Mar-a-Lago estate for a fundraiser and to provide the former president with honey for the campaign's gift bags. He said that the Trump team was getting ready for the fight at Mar-a-Lago, which had a happy atmosphere. He also said that he didn't think Republican voters in South Carolina or anywhere else in the U.S. might be looking for a different candidate this time. Gerhardt asserts, "Trump has actually done it when people talk about other candidates running and say I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. He has all of the room's oxygen." But earlier in the day, at a street market a few blocks from the Capitol, it didn't seem like Mr. Trump was in Columbia. A local coffee shop customer complained that the former president shouldn't have held a campaign event on state property, but most people didn't even know he was in town. Another local commented, "It doesn't seem like there is the same enthusiasm for Trump this time around." The fact that Mr. Trump's first 2 stops in his third presidential campaign were in New Hampshire and South Carolina is not an accident. The 2 states may play a significant role in Mr. Trump's plan to win back the White House. Despite the fact that Mr. Trump finished third in Iowa in 2016, the evangelical Christians who make up the majority of the Republican electorate in the state may be considering other potential candidates, such as former Vice President Mike Pence and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, for the Republican presidential nomination in 2024. But Mr. Trump got a 1-2 punch from New Hampshire and South Carolina that propelled him to the front in 2016 and kept him there. In 2024, they could do the same. In fact, the South Carolina primary has been won by every Republican presidential candidate since 1980, making it unique among the traditional early voting states. However, Mr. Trump may face a unique obstacle this time around in South Carolina. He could be challenged by Senator Tim Scott and Nikki Haley, the state's former governor. If this is a turning point for Mr. Trump, it comes at a time when polls of public opinion are beginning to stabilize in his favor. His support has fallen since Republicans' disappointing results in the midterm congressional elections in November. This week, an Emerson poll found that 55% of Republican voters support Mr. Trump, which puts him well ahead of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who hasn't announced a run for president but is seen as the former president's most formidable rival. Mr. DeSantis was found to be ahead by double digits in a December Monmouth poll. Meta made the announcement earlier this week that it was lifting the suspension it had placed on Mr. Trump's accounts in the wake of his supporters' attack on the U.S. Capitol. Even though the former president hasn't started posting to his accounts yet, his return could give him a chance to reach out to voters and raise money as his campaign, which only has a few people working for it, gets ready to run in 2024. Hope you enjoy.